Welcome to English 24, section 57. This is going to be a brief video, not too brief. It'll take me about 10 minutes to introduce myself, to say hello to you, to say hello. My name is Jao da Silva. You can find my contact information along with the spelling of my name on Blackboard, which is where I am right now and what this video will mainly focus on. So in this brief video, I am going to hope that I don't just jump into the subjects and that I make you feel comfortable about being in the class. But I will quickly go over how to navigate Blackboard specifically for this class, right? I'm going to start with the announcements page. And first of all, I'm going to enter the mode of preview, which is how you see Blackboard, right? The first part of this page that I would go to of our class page is the announcements page. And this is where you will see my welcoming announcement to you, giving you details of where you can find everything that's needed for the class and what you should do. Right? In there, you would see also on the same page, right? In the announcements page, you will see the first thing that you need to do for this class, which comes in the form of a test, which is not going to impact your grade, but it's just easier to format it as a test. It's a survey asking you about your background and what your goals are for the class. So we've already learned one thing. There is an announcement section on the Blackboard page, and usually I have it set up that it sends you a message on your email telling you that there is a new announcement, like class cancellation, a reminder that we may have a library orientation session, right? So this usually appears in the announcements section. All right. The second and most important section of this Blackboard page that I would recommend that you go to is the course information page. And the course information page, if you click on it, it will list a couple of things. It'll list the course syllabus, the schedule of activities, the survey that I mentioned before is here. In other words, I am not going to keep in the course information part whatever materials I expect you to read for one section only. Here are the materials that will guide you throughout the semester. So that's why the first day student survey is there. Also the schedule of activities and the course syllabus, right? Why don't I go in this order? Why don't I start then with the course syllabus? And you can access it by clicking on it, right? And once you click on it, it'll give you an option to open it elsewhere, right? Open it in your browser, which then gives you the ability to download it and save it in your computer for future reference, right? So what I am going to do right now is just quickly go to my previously downloaded version of it. On PDF, right? So here you go. I have office hours. That's an important part of this syllabus. This is my email address, as I said. Please read the syllabus and make sure to annotate it and think about questions, comments that you may have. There are many important sections here. I describe the class, I describe the content, right, of what we're going to be studying. For example, this class is divided into 3 units, right? Each unit drinking from one of the social sciences. In other words, each unit having an approach that is helpful for you to understand whatever reading we're doing based on one of 3 social sciences. And if I'm not wrong, it goes in this order. We start with a historical approach. So science number 1 would be history. The second one would be anthropology. And then by the end of the semester, the readings will have a strong psychological connotation. That's why when you take the students' first day survey, you will notice that I ask you, what are your feelings about this? So In the syllabus, you will also notice that I list what I expect that you will get, what you should expect to get from this class, and I'm sure you have some expectations too. I also list what you will need to buy, which is Primates of Park Avenue, a memoir. This is a book that you can buy digitally or paperback, which or hardcover, like a print copy of it or a digital copy of it. It doesn't matter to me, whichever is easier for you to open and take notes and follow, right? I take a lot of notes on my digital content too, so I am open to all of the above. However, this is your responsibility to get. All the other materials you will be able to get on Blackboard, right, under course content, but I'm not there yet. We'll get back to that. The syllabus also lists the types of assignments that we will have, right? From the lower stakes to the higher stakes ones, right? And when you read through it, you will see that this is reflected right here in how I'm going to assess you, right? Again, if you add up, we have 3 units with the papers being at the end of each unit being worth 20% of your grade. So these all together will come up to 60% of your final grade, right? Then you have weekly summaries and response papers at about 2.5% each, a total of 4 of those. Um, then the schedule of activities is really the next interesting uh, uh, document that you would find in that same section. Let's go back and review it real quick. So we were here on Blackboard, right? We were looking at course information. And course information is where you can find the syllabus, the schedule of activities, and even the first day survey, which you also were able to find in the announcements section. Sometimes I go overkill and I will post something in 2 sections, just so you have, if I miss you in one, then you can access it in the second one, but it is the same. Okay. So again, under course information, you can find the course syllabus, you can find the schedule of activities, which is what I'm going to cover just now. So the schedule of activities is a document, and I'm quickly going to go into the PDF downloaded version of it, which is easier for you to see. It has a couple of columns to it. It lists the dates by which I expect you to complete whatever reading or assignment, and these are listed in the columns here. Again, the class, will have 3 units: history, anthropology, and psychology, and you will notice that they are pretty much, they will last for 8 sessions, right? It doesn't mean it will last for 4 weeks, or it varies because there's spring break in between. All right, so let's take a look at this. So for example, for Tuesday the 8th, you're expected to complete one reading, Palace Walks, Chapter 1 by Mahfouz. And the assignment that you have is a reading and writing autobiography, right? This will also be explained on Blackboard later, but this is what you're expected to do. You're expected to write a one-page autobiography. In other words, what is your history with reading and writing? What are your feelings, expectations, experiences, and so on with that? Past, future, present, and so on. But there is only one reading for that day, right? Notice how in other days, for example, by March 17th, you will have 3 things to read: how to write history papers. You will have chapter 4 of Mahfouz's Palace Walk, and then you will have capturing the living past in oral history primer. On that day, you will have one assignment due, which is your weekly reflection. If you ever are not sure what these things are, I suggest 2 things. Number one, go back to the course syllabus and read the description of the assignments, because it is there for your help, right? Number two, you send me an email, and you find my email both on Blackboard and listed here in the course syllabus as well, right? And then number three, I think you'll be good by then. All right, so I covered with you that the schedule of activities lists by what date, what you're expected to read, and what is due for the class, right? Um, so one question you may have is, where can I find all of the reading materials if you're only required to acquire, to buy on your own one book, which is Wednesday Martin's Primates of Park Avenue? Um, I would I will post everything under course content. So whatever documents you need to read, for example, for your first session, you're expected to read Palace Walk chapters 1 and 2, right? Palace Walk is written by Mahfouz, so it's available to you in this repository on Blackboard, which is called course content. So basically you go to course content, you again click on it, you will see what you have, which will change throughout the weeks. I will be adding more and more, right? So by clicking on it, you have the option of reading it on the page or clicking on this blue link, downloading it, and doing what I suggest you do, which is to annotate it, right? Um, there you have it. You have your chapters 1 and 2 of Mahfouz, right? Uh, again on course content. So all of your readings, the handouts that I give you, sometimes just support, sometimes stuff that is not listed under course, under schedule of activities, just extra support for you to achieve what is expected of you will be posted here under course content. I think the last thing I would like to cover in this brief introduction is the tools section, which allows you to send me an email by clicking here and sending me an email. This is one way to do it, but there are more. And I think this is enough. I think I've covered quite a bit. Feel free to reach out to me with questions or comments. And once again, welcome to English 24, Section 57. I appreciate it. Thank you.